after just an amazing struggle, Fabi, it looked like you went for it from the very beginning. Taking on C3, B4, go for it, open up the lines. It looked like you came in with blood in your eyes.
No, I think it might have been the other way around because he surprised me. I mean, he's an expert in the F3 Nimzo, but he hasn't played it in a long time, and I didn't expect it. So at the start, I wasn't sure which line to play, and I picked a line that level and played against me. It's a very good line, and like you can't get blown away with prep. I mean, I actually did a lot of work on this line for the candidates because I was playing this with white. But I don't know where we left theory, because after ED5, I didn't realize this was a possibility. I knew CD5 was the main move. I actually played this way against Levon, and he didn't take on D5. He played knight H5 first, which is also interesting, but maybe not. And then bishop E3, F5, it turns into a mess. But ED5, yeah, I expected CD5, knight H5, and it's a very, very complicated struggle. Okay, ED5, I didn't think this would be the best move.
Were you happy to see this position at all?
I wasn't displeased with it. I mean, like I thought this is a pretty healthy line for black, and it is very complicated. Things can go really wrong for white too because there's almost no development. I think things can also go positionally wrong for black because if white gets G4, knight G3, then black starts getting positionally crushed. So that's why I played F5 because like knight D7, G4, that was my first intention. Queen H4, King G2, and like I have this knight E5 stuff, but he always has knight G3, and I didn't see any way to continue the attack. And it can just get really, really bad for black if I don't have something concrete. So I thought F5 is probably the best move. And
stopping the G4 thrust.
Stopping and also preparing F for myself. So I really cramp down on his position if he allows that. So knight F4 was expected. I could play Queen H4, but I didn't think it was very good. I mean, it wins an exchange and a pawn. But the problem is I take on H1 and Queen E2, and my position, besides speeding up an exchange, is I wasn't sure. Like my queen's not getting trapped. I even have a move like G5 here, G5, 96, F4, or something like this. But I couldn't quite make sense of it. It just looked like too much of a mess, and I didn't want to go for it. But I did spend some time considering this. So I thought, okay, take G5 as normal. And yeah, I wanted to play F4 first to stop him from F4. But then after G4, I thought he'll have G4, my bishop doesn't have a place to go. That's at least the reason why I did this. And then he plays B3, bishop B2 eventually. But maybe this was better than what I did. It was so difficult to decide on, because each move we both have a lot of choices, and it's a very murky position. So yeah, I was very happy with my position though. I saw this whole F4 stuff, and I got very optimistic.
In this position, if you may, the engine suggested G4 with knight E4. What was your consideration about this line?
I didn't like this so much. If he plays bishop D3, like I see the bar says I'm much better, but I can't imagine why I would be much. Rook E8, B3. Do I play knight C3 at some point? Is that bishop B2, knight C3? That's the only thing I can imagine. And then I guess I'm in time to support the pawn. Otherwise, it just doesn't really make much sense, I thought.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe this was much better. I don't know. I was actually kind of thinking that I have a very strong attack here, so I might have misevaluated it.
Yeah, it looks like Peter's Fiddler came in and said, why did you play bishop G6 before the move rook E8?
I didn't realize H3 was an option, and I thought if rook E8, instead of queen G7 or instead of bishop G6?
Instead of bishop G6, if you can go
yeah, just one more move. This move was possible also.
Yeah, rook A8, I thought he'll play bishop E3. I didn't see how to continue here because now bishop G6, he's the one who gets the trade on F8 first, misplacing one of my pieces. So I didn't see the next move. Maybe there's queen E5, but I didn't I preferred bishop g6 because I didn't realize h3 was an option at all. And that was kind of unfortunate because after h3, his king finally gets somewhere.
To safety, yeah.
Like relative safety. His king gets to h2, but his bishop still can't move because of queen e5, so he's still kind of stuck. But yeah, he shocked me with queen e2. I couldn't.
What was your main move for him exactly at this point? We had
bishop e4, yeah.
Yeah, that was our main line. And did you have a plan for
rook
bishop e4?
Yeah, so I spent all my time on this move, rook e4 and bishop g3.
Right. This was.
Yeah, and if rook e1, then he takes on g6, rook e1, and my king is actually in.
Exactly.
Oh no, no.
Sorry. He takes on g6 and then rook
g6,
e1.
yeah.
Yes, that was our line too.
Yeah, but I thought that here I would have a way to bail out.
That was the line we looked at, Fabi. Sorry.
How was I going to bail out here? No, I was already not playing for an advantage, so what was I going to do? I think rook e3.
Rook e3. Okay.
Queen d1. Like I can't. I mean, so much happened after this point that I already forgot everything I intended here.
Understood. Understood.
That time pressure you guys were in. He got up from the board before you played when he played queen e2. He got up from the board and walked away. Were you even aware that he was away from the board? You were so focused because knight f6 must have been just going off in your mind, but he wasn't sitting at the board to give you any clue as to whether or not this was a good move that he had overlooked.
Well, I don't look at my opponents to figure out what the.
I understand, but he actually got it from the board even. I mean,
yeah.
Such a move, queen e2.
But he sometimes does that, so I didn't. If I noticed, I didn't read much into it, and I realized that I have basically no time. I have to really ration my time because we had like 15 moves left, and I have like 3 or 2 minutes.
Right.
So I knew that I really had to. Economize with my calculations. I couldn't spend any time, trying to figure out details. I had to basically pick a line and calculate it as best I could. So I didn't look at any move besides knight f6. Once I saw that move, I just spent my time calculating it, and it looked good. And I don't know why he went for this, because I mean, queen e2 just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I don't feel like I'm any worse after that.
It looked like he just overlooked everything that happened.
Maybe he missed knight
instantly.
f6. Yeah, maybe he missed knight f6. I don't know if it was still unclear. He could also sack the queen there. That's what I actually thought he wanted to do.
Exactly, Fabi, if I could just draw you to the board. I thought that, first of all, he spent 2/3 of his time, his remaining time, playing the move queen e2. You answered the most direct, and we thought that his intention had been to sacrifice his queen with bishop takes g6, rook takes e2, bishop f7, and when he didn't do it...
But just one...
Oh, sorry.
After bishop f7, I was going to play king g7. So...
Oh, sorry. After... You're not
king
going to
f7 is the automatic recapture, but king g7...
Okay.
If bishop d6 is knight e4, I thought, it looks like his pieces are suddenly hanging in midair. Now I see that he has bishop f8, but I don't think it works. And gf6, now king f7, my king is very safe behind the pawn. So this is what I was happy. And then I started to pick up pawns. I thought that I would be better.
Okay.
I still expected this because it doesn't look clear cut. I still can't really attack his king because he just defends g2 and his bishop controls his diagonal. So the only way for me to play for an advantage here is basically to try to collect as many pawns on the queen side as I can.
Right. But did you feel that he was going to play bishop g6 when he played queen e2 as well?
I thought it has to be the idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there was a logic glitch. Then, when did you know it was all over? At what point did you think, I got this?
Okay, I mean, I thought this should be winning. Because I like, instead of rook f6, I have so many... it still seemed very difficult to me.
Okay.
Because d6 is so weak, and his king is still very safe. But somehow he's pinned in all sorts of ways, and I thought rook f6 is not the only move. So usually if you have a wide choice, one of the moves is probably good. I mean, queen f6 is also very, very logical and probably fine.
Okay. Yeah.
So, big win for you, winning with the black pieces against a player like Shakriyar. No easy feat. You got 2 rounds to go. You're half a point out of first. Are you thinking, or what are you thinking right now?
Yeah, this was a really important win. I mean, because Shakriyar is very dangerous with white. Last time we played, in classical in Bucharest, he beat me. And also because we are sort of, I mean, he's far ahead of me in Grand Chess Tour points, but we are sort of competing for maybe 3rd place. I don't know, maybe he's too far ahead of me, but there is still some outside hope.
Not the way he's playing and not the way you're playing. Anything could happen right now.
It's not much of a difference, I guess. +2 and -1. I don't know, because I really have to make up such a deficit. But at least this gives me hope. I mean, if I had drawn, and also Maxime, who is like the nearest to me, is starting to win all his games. This was an important win.
Indeed. What are your thoughts about tomorrow's game between Maxime and Wesley?
Is Wesley playing white again, or is
Maxime is white.
Okay, he gets the double. I mean, Wesley is really tough to beat. So I would probably place my bet on a draw. Also, they both seem like they're in good shape, and usually if 2 players are playing pretty consistently. And also, I'm not sure that either of them has any reason to risk. I mean, Maxime is in 1st place. Wesley is leading the Grand Chess Tour. I think they might even both be almost satisfied with a kind of risk-free.
Oh, Maxime said he's going for it.
Yeah, no, he's not going to take a quick draw, but he might also not take extraordinary risks.
It could be a $50,000 game, but we'll leave that to Maxime's thoughts. What about you against Peter tomorrow?
I haven't thought about this game. I still need to kind of. I mean, playing with like 2 minutes for most of the game is pretty. It really frays your nerves. So first, I want to just calm down and hopefully tomorrow I can play well.
You had 3 seconds on your clock at one point, by the way. Alejandro was crying and screaming for that. So let's avoid those kind of.
I think that was Queen takes B2, right?
Right.
I just wanted to make sure I'm not blundering any like bishop somewhere, bishop G5 or
Right.
Got you. All right. Well, calm yourself, get some rest, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks.